Well, joining us through our screens today, we have families from Dubai, Ghana, Hong Kong, Nigeria, Oman, Romania, South Africa, UAE, and also the UK. And we think that this is the first global exhibition of its type, and certainly the first time that the UK's leading providers have got together in this way. Over to Gareth Collier from Cardiff Sixth Form College.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be with you all here today, both on pictures on my screen of fellow colleagues, some of whom I know extremely well, and some of whom I'm seeing for the first time, and a pleasure to meet you all around the world, as Mark says, from many different locations. You're going to get fed up of people saying we're in unusual times, unprecedented times. Every year is unprecedented for some reason or another. But I just wanted to say a couple of things before I speak about Cardiff Sixth Form College. Firstly, independent boarding schools in the United Kingdom have been around for an extremely long time. From the 6th century, we have had schools present in the United Kingdom, which are still present today. King's College, I beg your pardon, is still operating today, having started in the 6th century. They've weathered a lot of storms. We've weathered a lot of storms. Cardiff Sixth Form College is only 12 years old, or 14 years old now with results, and we've weathered our own storms. But we all come through with absolute clarity, with absolute dedication to providing the very best education we can for young people. And we're still here, and we're still providing the best boarding school education in the world for young people to study, achieve well, and move on to top universities. And secondly, that anybody that goes into education in the United Kingdom does so for the good of the children. Does so because they want children to be able to study, learn, develop and grow in a safe, healthy environment where they can feel valued and can use this feeling of value to be of value to society in the future. So British boarding school education is probably the best choice you can make for children in this day and age, as it always has been. So on to Cardiff Sixth Form College. Well, we are renowned for having very high standards in our academic provision. We are always looking for students who are ambitious. And my mantra to students is I'm looking for the 3 Ds. I'm looking for dedicated, determined and disciplined students who are motivated and ambitious and want to be the best version of themselves they possibly can be. So here we're looking to place students into top universities and onto top courses, and we're looking for them to be world leaders. We're looking for them to take their place in their countries all around the world as the leaders of tomorrow. We have a phenomenal background of achievement at A-levels and at GCSE levels now with our one-year GCSE course. And we've topped all sorts of league tables, whether you like them or loathe them. They are the only indication we have which you can compare all schools in the United Kingdom with, and we've performed extremely well in those. Our students are happy, our students are motivated, our students perform well and achieve extremely highly. They go on to top universities, and I'm sure in the next few days we will be able to see further evidence of that happening in the United Kingdom. One of the things that's become out of the recent or the ongoing saga with regards to results in the United Kingdom is that schools have a history, a wealth of achievement behind them, and that this history is actually important. It gives you credibility. It gives you, as parents, it gives you faith in the fact that you're choosing somewhere that your children will be able to gain a positive education from. And Cardiff Sixth Form College's history is out there for everybody to see, and is extremely positive. And we're delighted with all of the young people that are joining us now in a few weeks' time, and of all of the inquiries and applications that we have for our start in September 2021. So to go back and say a little bit about what Mark alluded to at the beginning, we are actually open for business. We are ready to go. Our students are all confirming their flights, and our pickups are ready to collect them from the airport. And we're delighted to be able to say that Cardiff Sixth Form College will be fully open at the beginning of September for the academic year 2021. And we look forward to welcoming everybody through our doors. It's a fantastic place. We are fantastic people. It is a fantastic environment. The students are so motivated. It's a pleasure to be here. And quite frankly, as principal of the college, it is an honor to sit in front of such wonderful students on a daily basis and to watch them grow and progress and develop. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today and say a little bit about my college. Cardiff Sixth Form College is a member of Duke's Education. We are a family of schools, and two sister schools are here today with us. James Harding, Principal of Earlscliffe, and Alistair Brownlow, who's just disappeared off my screen for a second, as Principal of Rochester Independent School. We act as a family of schools, and that sisterhood actually works in the favour of all students, and is a very positive offering to anybody that wants to come and find out more about this. Please do get in touch with Mark and Sarah, who will be able to point you in the right direction should you wish to know about Cardiff Sixth Form College.
Mark, and thank you, Sarah, also for organising today's session, and a particularly warm welcome to everyone joining this session in what's a very uncertain time for not just your children, but also for you and your family. Bristol International College is an independent sixth form college located, as the name suggests, in Bristol in the southwest of England. And we are new on the block, and we are an accredited teaching centre for the University of London. And we are currently offering their International Foundation programme, which is a level 3 qualification, so the same weighting as A-levels and the International Baccalaureate. But we are offering the International Foundation programme in 1 year in a concentrated fashion rather than the traditional 2 years. The International Foundation programme, as I mentioned, is accredited by the University of London. It's underpinned in terms of its curriculum and supported in many respects by its resources and examined by the University of London. So in studying the International Foundation programme, you not only will receive a certification that is widely accepted by the best universities in the UK, as well as globally, but you can be assured that in terms of the academic rigour and the quality that sits behind the qualification, not only is Bristol International College staffed and founded by very experienced and warm and welcoming ex-boarding school employees, but the University of London provides an additional amount of support and resource to ensure that the experience is the type of experience that the colleagues around this Zoom would recognise as quality within the UK. It's important to remember that Bristol International College was due to launch physically this academic year here in the city of Bristol. That hasn't been possible, but we are offering our International Foundation programme 100% online. It's important also to remember this is not a course that has been established as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. This is a very well established, high quality course that's now in its 5th year. It's universally recognised and has some fantastic outcomes in terms of the courses and the universities that the students are going on to as a result of studying with us. Now, whilst Bristol International College is a typical boarding school, I believe we are one of the few sixth form colleges that's going entirely 100% online from this academic year. So that means that the course, despite the uncertainty, can be studied from the safety of your own country and from the safety of your own home. So no need to worry about travel restrictions, flights, etc. The detail of the International Foundation programme is as follows. It's a 30-week course with start dates in September as well as in January. The initial round of examinations are in April, and there is an opportunity to resit those exams in July. The students' focus will be on 4 modules from 7 modules that we offer. The modules that we offer are maths, further maths, economics, accountancy and finance, business and management, international relations, and law. And students would have to take 4 of those courses, and upon successful completion and passing those courses, would then be guaranteed offers from the top universities in the UK. The most popular destinations for students that take the International Foundation programme are the City Business School, which is part of the University of London, King's College, Edinburgh, the University of Bristol, Durham, LSE, to name a few. And of course, if you are looking to study in any number of European universities, or indeed any US or Canadian universities, we do have pathways with some of the top universities in those locations as well. The types of courses that the students would typically go on to from the International Foundation Programme would be into law, business and management, economics, international politics, accountancy and finance, and computing. And we will be delivering our International Foundation Programme this year 100% online. Each module that the students would take would require them to study 150 hours online, and that is a combination of synchronous and asynchronous lessons, giving them a total of 600 hours across the entire academic year of interactive teaching with our teachers here in Bristol. In addition to that, as you would expect from a good boarding school, we would be providing additional tutorial support, UCAS guidance, and a whole range of additional pastoral and academic support to ensure that the students really feel that they're getting the most out of their UK education despite being in their home country. In addition to the academic teaching, because we are coming from a pastoral and a boarding perspective, Bristol International College is very committed to making sure that we develop the whole child. So through our tutorial sessions, we will be working with each individual student to shape them and to guide them to make sure that when they do eventually come to the UK to either study in a university or a global university, that they are best prepared and that they are psychologically prepared and they're ready for what is going to be a wonderful opportunity in the future. The International Foundation Programme is for those students that are a minimum age of 16, so turning 17 during that academic year. And we would be delighted to have any further questions towards the end of the session about our online course. We do realise that it's relatively unique. We do realise that it's 100% online, but for us at Bristol International College, we believe that we will provide a high quality opportunity for students to get the guaranteed outcomes that they want, but from the safety of their own home, particularly throughout this academic year.
The Vice Principal at Dover, I've been there for many, many years and have been delighted to watch the school grow and go from strength to strength. As Mark said, we're in Oxford, so students can benefit from all the resources and facilities there. We take students to public lectures at the university, we go to Side Business School for conferences. We use Oxford University Sports Centre on a weekly basis for our own sports and training and so on. We're actually a school, so we started at age 11, but the sixth form is on its own site. So a site that was built 3 years ago. Have a look on the new website to see the facilities, but a lovely, lovely new dedicated sixth form building. So you have the benefit of being in a sixth form college environment, but part of a bigger school. So for things like drama or music, we have all the annual productions and orchestras and so on. Sixth form is about 370 students, 180 plus in each year. A lot of students join us new for sixth form, so joining is not an issue at all, lots of new people. Over 50% UK, and then students from about 45 countries. So UK sixth form, but very global perspective, where international students bring enormous amounts of value and different insights, which is great to benefit from. About half boarding, half day. So if you are coming from abroad, you'll be able to meet local students and their families, as well as other boarders. Like Gareth said, we are delighted to welcome ambitious and motivated students, and it is an honour to welcome them and work with them. Probably like a lot of schools here, it's very much a kind of collaborative approach. We don't have in the sixth form uniforms, it's first names, it's a sense of working together towards a common aim. And we will have students going on in all different career directions. So the core of the curriculum is A-levels, and we have 35 subjects. So it's not a narrow base, everything from psychology to philosophy to arts to drama, as well as all the more traditional subjects. So we'll have students going on for medicine, law, international relations, economics, drama, all sorts of different things. So a very diverse, engaging community. Around that kind of core A level, enormous opportunities for academic extension and development. So lots of research work, individual project work, lots of clubs and activities and societies. So students can go as far as they want in different areas, whether that's the academic side or other side. In terms of intake, we have exceptional students joining us. We help them to continue to be exceptional and be exceptional in other and new ways. And then we have students who are probably strong academically who are looking to move up to become exceptional. So our value added of students is at a very high level indeed. Most students going on to UK universities last year, top destination was King's, then followed by Bristol, Exeter, Manchester, Cambridge. We've got specialist programs for the more competitive courses and so on. I think kind of key features we've got are often described by people as kind of energy, laughter and achievement. It's an energetic, it's a dynamic environment. It's fun. We want the process of learning and education to be interesting and enjoyable. And we want students to achieve at the other end qualifications, but also ready for the next stage in terms of skills. Very strong pastoral care. Every student will have their own director of studies or one-to-one personal support. I know we've got a lot of families from Nigeria. So the last student I looked after was a girl called Chantal. She took 5 A-levels in the first year. Normally students take 4, but her father was Italian, so she took Italian as well. She got involved in all sorts of things, the community, the local church. She did a lot of business activities. She became marketing director of a student company. She did work experience at the UN in Kenya and Geneva. She's gone on to Manchester. She's, I think, in charge of the Entrepreneur Society. You know, it's that kind of engaging student. So it's a school for interesting people who want to do interesting things in an interesting place.
Warm welcome to all of you who are connected to the event this morning. My name is James Harding and I'm head at Earlscliffe. We're a small boutique sixth form college on the south coast of England, so on the Kent coast, not far from Dover, near to France, down here on the south coast. And we would describe ourselves as a boutique sixth form college with really the individual student's academic and personal journey right at the centre of everything we do. We've 120 students and we run courses from our UK year 11 to year 13. So mainly sixth form, but we do a pre-sixth form year as well for students to come and join us in year 11 to do a fast track GCSE programme. Our core provision are the classic English A-level courses, if you like, the gold standard of qualification needed to get to universities, top universities in the UK, but right across the world, an internationally recognised qualification, allowing, as you well know, for students to specialise at that stage before they get to universities. So most of our students will take 3 or 4 A-level subjects, and grades achieved there at the end of their time go on to universities. But also we provide other routes too. We have a business diploma course, which is worth 2 A-levels. That's normally taken by students in the final year. So a business diploma course certified by ATAG. And we also offer the Duke's University Foundation course, which is designed for students who finished their education in their own country, graduated from high school there and want to come and do a pre-university year with us and focus on entrance to top universities across the UK. So I hope that gives you a feeling of for the provision. We have small classes throughout. That enables us really to focus on the key business of supporting, nurturing our students to become even more ambitious and clear about what they want. We have a very high amount of contact time. So every student at A-level, for example, will have 9 45-minute lessons per subject per week. So it really gives us time to explore those subjects, to really prepare people for success with top-rate teachers with a real depth of experience and an absolute passion for their subject. We want to cultivate that passion for the subject, to put these subjects into a wider context where we see how things fit together. We're thinking the big picture, the intellectual journey, if you like, the love of the subject and the love of learning for its own sake. Because we know that when the love of the subject for its own sake is in place, students do even better in their final exams. So to coach them, to prepare them for success in their exams, we have a weekly testing system. We call it track testing, TRAC, and the T stands for test, the R stands for rank, and the C stands for coaching. So that allows us to take a snapshot of learning and progress and personal development in those subjects every week. And those results are sent through our parent portal back home, so families can monitor students' progress week by week, and that enables us to build confidence, the kind of proficiency that we need to excel, and of course to prepare our students for university later on. So as I say, it's very much a holistic view of education, top grades, but inside the educational context, developing interpersonal skills, developing character, developing that sense of intellectual adventure, building students' perspectives, if you like, building empathy, internationalism, and a sense of where learning fits into the bigger picture. But most importantly, for our young people at our stage, it's preparing them for university, for the intellectual adventure of choosing their courses and for success at the top universities in the UK and further afield. We have a very wide and exciting co-curricular programme focusing on sports, on culture and on service, lots of dimensions to that, but exploiting our wonderful situation in our town of Folkestone, the facilities that are open to students there. University destinations, as I've said, mainly in the United Kingdom to Russell Group universities, to medical schools, but also further afield to the United States, to the Ivy League, to hospitality colleges in Switzerland, top destinations across the world. We give bespoke counselling and preparation for that whole process of university choice so that our students are well informed and making really the right choices for the next stage in their career. We're a boarding school, so nearly all of our students are in residence here in 5 beautiful houses, which are set up in either single or twin rooms for those students through the time that they have here. We have a traditional school structure in terms of rules and dress code and all of that sort of thing, but very much the focus is forward to university preparation for success, cultivating that sense of intellectual adventure and empathy, all in the context of Folkestone, which is, in my view, the loveliest town on the south coast of England, a really beautiful, safe, wonderful place for students to be at this stage, with the most amazing climate, not just now where it's about 32 degrees outside, but one of the very sunniest places in England. And so it's a perfect place to come and from further afield to get to know English culture, to get to have a first-rate independent education in the context of an A-level or sixth form programme. And of course we're near to London, under an hour to get to central London to take advantage of all of the amazing opportunities that exist there. So I hope that gives you a little flavour of Earlscliffe. Our website contains further details. We'd love to follow up your inquiries in more detail if what you hear today sparks your interest. So thank you for your time and this opportunity to tell you all about the wonderful Earlscliffe in Folkestone.
From Harrow School Online. Harrow School's is probably one of the more famous schools in the UK, and we've got quite a long history. We're 450 years old. Outstanding exam results. Every year we send students to Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard and Yale, and top universities in the world. And proud reputation for world-class leaders. I think our most famous alumni is Winston Churchill. It's also a very traditional school, so what on earth are we doing with an online school? Well, Harrow School wanted to broaden access to high quality British education and to reach out to students across the world who were interested in going to a top British boarding school but didn't want to travel physically to Britain. They wanted to access that same high quality teaching and that broad education that's offered by boarding schools in the UK. Harrow School Online is delivering everything that you would expect from a Harrow school, but through an online mode of delivery, with the idea that we're creating an academic community that spans continents. So we're a dedicated online A-level school. we have nothing to do with the current pandemic. We've been working on this school very carefully over the last 2 years in partnership with another large British educational company, Pearson Education. We believe that the future of education will be hugely influenced by developments in online learning, and the pandemic has only sped up that process. And Harrow School wanted to be at the vanguard of that innovation so that we could set standards incredibly high for online education. So this September, for the first time, a new cohort of students will be joining us to study a top A-level education. We're offering 5 A-levels from this September: maths, further maths, physics, chemistry and economics. We're adding biology to the mix in 2021. We would like to continue expanding that range of A-levels over the years, and it's likely that we'll roll down to GCSEs at some point. We're working to the same academic ambitions and standards as Harrow School. So we are an academically selective school. We entrance test our pupils to identify the type of people who will thrive in that kind of academically minded environment where they want to be stretched and challenged, and they're expecting to work towards the very top grades at A-level. So why offer an online education? Well, we think that online education done well can be every bit as effective as classroom-based teaching, and the key is to try not to translate what works in a boarding school directly into an online environment, but to organize your online schooling to make the most of the innate strengths in online education, which are flexibility and the ability to individualize learning to a much greater extent than is possible in a physical classroom. And programs need to be designed from the outset to maximize those strengths. So our approach to course design at Harrow School Online is based on a flipped classroom teaching methodology. Our students work through interactive self-study materials where the subject content is presented to them. They have videos, text, words examples. They're expected to answer questions as they work through their lessons. The results of their answers in the quizzes and checks and comprehension questions are recorded on our virtual platform, and then the teachers have insight into where students are doing well with their self-study courses and where they're struggling. And we use live taught lessons in classrooms that are completely targeted on the areas that students most need to focus on in order to help students really apply and extend their knowledge. So that approach to learning, using that combination of self-study lessons and taught lessons, frees up some of our teachers' time, which makes them available for individual support. And our teachers have at least an hour every day where they're available for drop-in support lessons. Students can make appointments for a support. Teachers can invite small groups of students in for a micro lesson to review an area of difficulty. It really is a very different way of approaching learning to the traditional way that students are currently educated in most schools, where content is delivered at the same pace and at the same time to all students within the classroom. So our approach allows flexibility. It allows students to study at a slightly more individualized pathway with support when they need it, and the ability to whiz through parts of the course that they're finding particularly easy. We have some very strong teachers on board. We also have a success coach on board. We know that a major worry for parents with online education is student motivation. Our success coach helps our pupils stay motivated and on track. Our students have regular coaching sessions one-to-one with the success coach. It helps them to track their progress as they work towards long-term goals. Our success coach also gives dedicated support to students in their university choice and application. our success coach also leads a course on study skills and independent learning that's designed to help students develop the skills they need, both for successful learning with us, but also at university, things like time management, revision skills, building a resilient mindset. We have all of the kind of broader educational program that you would expect from Harrow School. So that includes an elective program, an extracurricular program, a house system. The electives are incredibly exciting choices, including courses that help students prepare for the top universities in the UK, but also things like our economics teachers running an elective in stockbroking that has the option of students sitting a technical exam at the end of the elective that qualifies them at entry level as a financial securities trader. We really do try and give students all the opportunities available to become their best selves. So I hope that's given you a flavour of what it's like to study at Harrow School online, that we're fundamentally trying to translate the boarding school programme into an online experience with a different mode of delivery, but the same breadth of education that you would expect from a British boarding school.
I'm going to talk very briefly, then hand over to Lorraine Atkins, our principal, who will talk a little bit more about Padworth and the programmes we offer, and then I'll wrap up at the end. Padworth has a reasonable history, not going back as far as the 6th century, so sorry Gareth, but established in 1963, so we're coming up to our 60th anniversary, and we're an international co-ed boarding and day school for students aged 13 to 18. The centre of gravity at Padworth is very much sixth form, A-levels and the NCUK International Foundation Year, but we do also offer IGCSEs alongside our sixth form provision. Interestingly, we've got a long history of recruiting students from Nigeria, and I know we have families from around the world today, but I think probably there's a core from Nigeria, and I've accompanied Mark, or Mark's accompanied me, depending on which way you look at it, on a number of trips to Nigeria over the last few years. We're very much sort of geared up to prepare students for university, for onward progression to university, and we're enabling them to do that in an environment which is slightly different to a traditional boarding school. So, for example, our students do not have a uniform. There is a dress code, but there's no uniform. We're offering them very small sort of tutor-oriented classes, excellent pastoral care, and almost all of the students benefit from having a single study bedroom as they would at university. We've got a great location. We occupy a 12-acre campus near the university town of Reading. London Heathrow Airport is 35 miles from the campus and takes about 40 minutes on a good day. And we're very much an international community. We have students from 30 different nationalities. That's been the case with Padworth very much from the outset. British students represent our largest nationality at about 20%, but students coming to Padworth are very much joining an international diverse community.
Okay, the students that we will be teaching A-level or the International Foundation Year have the opportunity to learn in a hybrid fashion from September. So some of us, they will be in class with some of our students who are at Padworth, or they can learn remotely online. The college has always had the ethos of a small Oxford tutorial system of learning, and we continue to embrace this. Students call the staff by their first name. It is a very caring environment to get the most out of our students. We offer a 2-year or an 18-month A-level programme in a wide range of subjects, from the STEM subjects to 4 different business A-levels, a range of humanities. We can offer 4 different art A-levels and ICT, as well as languages. We want each student to make the most of their opportunity here. So whilst they're doing their A-levels, we have a range of extracurricular activities that may be related to their A-level subjects, but we want them to develop that passion for learning, that passion for helping other people. And within that, we offer a wide range of leadership opportunities to the students. And it's really, really wonderful to see a quiet student develop and be able to evaluate how they have developed as a person ready for that UCAS statement. We have a well-resourced university careers department. We have tutors who have years of experience to help students choose the right course and to really develop as that individual. As well as the A-level courses that we offer, we are also offering the extended project qualification. And as a parent of a student that has already done their EPQ, I cannot emphasize the benefit to the student developing as a person in doing the EPQ, and also for their university application. What better way to sell yourself than really show that you're already on that journey of writing something that is dissertation-like. And this is very much part of how we at Padworth are really striving to develop that young person. As well as the A-level programme that we are offering, we are offering the NCUK International Foundation Year. The International Foundation Year is in two pathways. We've got the business pathway and we have the engineering pathway. Students who do these International Foundation Years will also be doing English for academic purposes. If you do the business module, then you'll do business studies, economics and mathematics. If you do the engineering pathway, you will be doing chemistry and maths and physics, as well as the English for academic purposes. A huge range of subject options at university are then open to them. So in business, please don't just think of business. It could take you into hospitality. It could take you into management and IT. You could go down the traditional routes of accounting, banking and economics, but it could also take you into fashion and textile. For the engineering pathway, there are very traditional routes that they might take into aerospace engineering or architecture, automotive engineering, chemical engineering. There's a whole wide range of pathways available to them. But what you really need to know about the NCUK International Foundation Year is we have over 30 partner universities, of which 6 are Russell Group universities. We've also got links with Australia, Canada, the USA, and in the Caribbean. There's a whole world out there for our students. And what we're really striving for is to create and help along their pathway young people who are strong, independent and passionate about their learning.
The 3 adjectives to describe the school. So we were doing a bit of a straw poll in the office. The words that were coming up were flexibility, creativity and individuality. So I'll try and give you an idea as to how they fit into Rochester, which is the school I've worked at since 1997. So I've seen it grow and change a little bit over the years. Before I do though, I'm very conscious that a lot of the people perhaps listening to this over Zoom have received already their GCSE results, are waiting for their GCSE results, are waiting for their A-level results. Well done and good luck to everybody in those situations. A bit of general advice really from dealing with students here at Rochester over the years when they get their results, particularly perhaps important this year. Take advice before rushing into the next step, whatever that might be. I see a lot of students when they get their GCSE results and they start rewriting their life plans for the future. They start thinking, well, my GCSE grades in that subject were slightly better, so I'm going to rip up my A-level choices and start again. It might not be the best thing to do. Students, I'm sure, listening to this will be very lucky. They'll have parents they can take advice from, but also talk to the schools where they're at, talk to good consultants like Mark and Sarah, and talk to UK schools who perhaps they're interested in looking at moving to at different points, because there are always pathways that can be suggested for students, even if they're in slightly difficult situations. Here at Rochester, we sometimes see students who've had disappointing GCSE results and do need to look at different pathways. We also see quite a few students who finish the first year of their sixth form, often at another UK school. They may have results, they may just have got to the end of that first year and thought, you know what, maybe this isn't working. I'm at a good school, but I need a fresh start in a different type of environment. So my main message to students getting their results is good luck and take advice. I was talking to one of our new students who's just finished his GCSEs at Green Springs in Lagos. He's joining us for a 2-year A-level course, and he was telling me about his virtual graduation that took place. So I know that schools are approaching the end of year celebrations in very different ways as well. So Rochester, we're a school. We have students here from the age of 11 years old, but we are predominantly sixth form. We have 345 students in our school as a whole, and about 230 sixth formers. We occupy a campus in central Rochester, so it's a nice, safe, secure environment. Very close to London. We're about 37 minutes from London St Pancras. We're not a traditional environment. We don't have a uniform at Rochester. Everybody's on first name terms here. But it is still a highly structured environment academically, with very small classes, an average class size of 8, regular testing in all of our subjects. And it's those structures that are in place that actually allow us to make progress with students, sometimes progress that exceeds their expectations. And we have very good value-added schools at Rochester. We're in the top 2% of schools in England for that important measure, measuring the progress students make between GCSEs and A-levels. We might be informal atmospherically, it's a non-traditional atmosphere, but our outcomes at Rochester are actually very traditional indeed. To give you an idea of the range of courses that people come here to do and go off to university to study, G5 University offers this year for Rochester students include computing at Imperial, maths at Cambridge, pharmacy at UCL. Our arts offers, though, include ceramics at Central St Martin's, UAL's Wimbledon for costume and theatre design, and a whole range of subjects ranging from the traditional academic subjects to creative ones. And our students are obviously waiting this week, like everybody else, for their A-level results. As well as 2-year programmes, we also offer a range of 1-year programmes at Rochester. And I'll just say a little bit about that. 1-year programmes, 1-year A-level programmes are appropriate for students who are 17 years and above. They may have completed the first year of their education at another UK or international school, or they may be coming straight to the UK having finished their education in their home country. Students have to be 17 years old. It's not a foundation programme. We don't offer foundation programmes at Rochester. It's a 1-year intensive A-level programme. For these courses, students obviously have to have very good academic backgrounds to start with. They have to have good levels of English. But the 1-year A-level programme is a tried and tested route to the very top universities. So we're able, for example, to place students on medical courses after a 1-year A-level course. Our students sometimes get offers from places like Warwick and Cambridge and Exeter on a 1-year A-level course. So that's another option for students who just want to spend a year of their sixth form studies before proceeding to universities, but perhaps want something different to a foundation route. It comes back, I think, to the words I used at the beginning about what's important about Rochester, what we foreground. It's flexibility. It's finding those different pathways for different students, regardless of their academic background.
So I'm Andy, I'm Principal of St Clair's, have been since January 2017. St Clair's, to make it absolutely clear, offers 2 pathways to top universities. There's the 1-year University Foundation Programme, which is very popular, which is validated by the University of Warwick, and we have a number of progression agreements with UK universities, but our graduates from that go to a whole variety of top universities in the UK, but also particularly in the Netherlands, Spain, and Italy as well. And they tend to follow courses which are taught in the medium of the English language. The other main item on the menu, as Mark has mentioned, is the IB diploma, and we're weird in this context because everybody else is offering A-levels and you know, other SIP programs like that. The IB diploma is different. Rather than studying 3 or 4 subjects, you study 6 plus various other components such as extended essay and theory of knowledge, which is a critical thinking course essentially. You also do something called creativity, activity and service, which is a sort of amalgamation and encapsulation of all of those co-curricular activities that you would follow at all the other schools you go to, which is very enjoyable and successful. So going back to the academic subjects, you study 3 at higher level, which is a little bit like A-level, and 3 at standard level. And and it's not like A-level in that you can have a complete menu of choice. There are some slight restrictions on what you can choose, which means that, for instance, you have to study mathematics, whether you like it or not. And of course, in most countries in the world, you have to study mathematics till you're 18. It's only in the UK that we're rather strange and allow people to give it up at 16. So you need to study mathematics and you need to study a modern foreign language as well. So those are really the only restrictions. But apart from that, the menu of subjects is similar to what many schools here would be offering for A-level. And we have people studying a whole variety of subjects, including the expressive arts as well. Now, IB is marked at 45 points, and the elite level is 40 points. Our average is 36 points and has been for many between 36 and 37 points for many years now. The world average is about 29 points or just under 30 points. And we are one of the longest. We are the longest established provider of IB in England, and obviously we know what we're doing as far as this is concerned. So it's a complete balanced package, rather different from A-level, very highly respected by universities. University admissions tutors like IB very much. And I speak not just for UK admissions tutors, but also admissions tutors in the States and other European universities as well. There are some myths about the IB I'd just like to take the opportunity to bust. One of the myths is that the maths isn't difficult enough to get you in to study engineering at Imperial, for instance. There's no evidence whatsoever of that, and we have had a number of people go to Imperial in the last couple of years to study engineering and other similar related subjects. Medicine, again, you can't do the IB and do medicine. Well, every year we have 4 or 5 people going off to read medicine at top UK universities. So that is another myth busted, I hope. Another myth is that you have to work much harder to get an IB diploma than when you do A-levels. Well, I don't really agree with that, because of course, if you're going to do A-levels well, as all of my colleagues will testify, you really do have to work hard. So I don't think that's the case at all. What IB does do, though, is provide you with a structure within which to work. And also, there are strong elements of coursework, individual assessments, they're called, in all of our IB subjects. And actually, that could give you something of an advantage and give you more structure in your learning. Another myth is that it's only for very, very bright students. We don't agree with that at all. We're a fairly unselective school. We take almost everybody who applies, but actually, in fact, we do a really good job with them, so they get extremely good results. And that's partly because of the structure, but partly because of the atmosphere of learning that the college cultivates. Now, just a brief word about student destinations. Our students go to all the top UK universities, particularly popular Oxbridge, UCL, Imperial, LSE, those sorts of universities. But we also have a large number of students going to American universities, and obviously the standard ones you'd expect, like Johns Hopkins and Harvard and places like that, but also to these rather interesting innovative programs such as the Minerva program in California, which is really popular and very, very competitive. We have one girl going there this September to do that. And for instance, the World Bachelor in Business program at the University of Southern California, again, highly prestigious program. We had a boy who went off to follow that course last year. Obviously, European universities, such as those in the Netherlands, are very popular. Bocconi in Milan and IE University in Spain and Sciences Po in Paris. Those are very popular universities as well. And Parsons, the design university in New York and in Paris too. So we have one of the top careers departments and higher education departments, 3 people whose time is entirely devoted to that in the college. So any of your children who choose to come to us will get very, very close personal attention from those people, and we can guarantee that they'll do as best as well as they possibly can. So thank you very much indeed. Since I'm here, I've got 4 words rather than 3, Mark. Open-minded, idealistic, and movers and shakers. Thank you very much indeed.
I would like to thank all of the delegates that have taken part on behalf of Anderson Education and Mark Brooks Education. I think it's been a really diverse range of options available for students, and also to thank all of the families that have joined us this morning. We will be following up with you individually to see how we can help you, and if you've got any more specific questions. We'd also, an area that we haven't covered today has actually been sixth form boarding in an independent school. So again, we can help you with that if that's what you're thinking about for 2020 or 2021 for your children. Our forthcoming events can be found on the website. So the UK Boarding School Exhibition, Nigeria and Ghana is going to be online in October. At the moment, the UK Boarding School Exhibition in Dubai on the 6th and 7th of November, we're planning to have at the Grosvenor House, but we're monitoring the situation. We do have UK boarding school directories for all of these areas. So we've got Africa, the Middle East and British Forces, again, available to download as a PDF on our website. So I'd just like to wish all of the families and their students good luck for the coming days, or if they have received their results. And I think what Alistair said, a great message, is take advice. There is a lot of help out there for you. We are here to help you. And also, as you've heard today, there are a great many options available for your continuing education.